which is we're going to be leaving our beautiful 100-year-old farmhouse, and it's going to be available for anyone else creative thinking of moving to Portugal. By coincidence, you know what you get if you've seen it on the channel. Starting from October, we've actually found a home closer to the coast, which is my wife's dream, to live closer to the sea. So we're going for it. So I'm going to be tearing down the Rapid Flow studio in the next few weeks as soon as I complete sampling for Zensphere, which is actually in full progress. You can see it here in the back. That's a sample robot going through patches on. So another piece of news, the Prophet 10 that has joined me in the studio now. I had the perfect excuse to get one now to put it into Zensphere. But yeah, back to the house. So we're going to be moving out at the end of September, and this house is going to become available. It's a beautiful old farmhouse, perfect if you're a musician and you're thinking to go to Portugal, or a creator or a family. It has a pool. It is huge. It has like 250 square meters, 4 bedrooms, 2 living rooms, of which one is the Rapid Flow studio. I can give you a little bit of a view of it. So I'm standing about halfway through the room now. Here is the fireplace, and this room just keeps going. This is the big living room that I've adopted as the Rapid Flow studio. No, Nuno, we're leaving Well, no, we're staying in Portugal. We're just leaving the area where we're at now and going towards Silves. That's where we're going to be because my wife loves the beach. She loves the ocean, and she's been yeah, wishing for a place by the coast. So that's where we're gonna go, and then this house will become available. It's a beautiful house. It hurts me a little bit to leave it because I've put so much energy into it, and it's such a beautiful house, and it's so perfect if you make music because there's no neighbors anywhere next to this room except like 100 meters that way. So yes, the house will become available, very well set up already, and yeah, everything's painted, sorted, organized. Heaters have been built in. So if you're a musician that's been thinking about getting a country house to work out of, then this is a good choice. I know you're on the coast also. We gotta connect. That sounds good, man. Yeah, so that's some of the news I wanted to share with you. If you know of anyone that's moving to Portugal, they should reach out to me because, yeah, this beautiful home we're in is going to be available. The other thing is I wanted to give you a little update on how things are going with sampling for Zensphere. As I briefly mentioned, I got a used Prophet 10 into the studio, and I'm recording a lot of sounds from it because in my opinion, I think it's the most beautiful, emotional sounding synth. The waveform, something about it is just magic. And as you can see, I'm doing very excessive sampling. I'm not using any loops actually on this sound at all. It's just like one recording lasts like, I think this one sound is going to be like about 80 MB in mono. But yeah, 24-bit recording with the Prism audio converters, all the processing's going on here. You can see with the Neve, the louder than liftoff, all these processors. You know, I'm going to be super nerdy and tell you a little bit what I'm doing here with these processors, how the signal flow is. Things come in through here, they get a little bit chopped in the low end because too much low end in your tracks is never a good idea unless it's the kick or the bass. Pultec EQ, from the Pultec EQ, it's going to the louder than liftoff where it's getting Neve going into API topology, a little bit of an EQ boost. From there, it's going to the Rupert Neve Designs, which is doing a little bit of limiting and a little bit of compression. From there, it's going to the AS78 dual peak limiter, which is again making the signal a little bit more dense. And then this is the final step where I'm actually mostly just removing gain and doing a very little bit of peak reduction because that's the way I can run the Neve really hot on its output so that we get the nice transformer saturation in it. So that's the sampling process here going on, and I'm since a few days sitting in the studio just listening to these tones playing from beginning to end here. Have a look. You can see like that's how it's doing it, and because there's all these intermodulations inside these sounds, as soon as you record more than one waveform, you know, that's the beauty of analog synths, they start to interact. There's just not really a way to loop this. Like with some sounds you can create loops and make shorter sample sizes, but we've all got enough RAM and hard disk space, I think. So I'm going all in on this and yeah, sampling this beautiful instrument note by note. and in a very excessive long format. So each sample that I'm taking here right now is 6.5 seconds, and I'm not skipping any notes on the keyboard. So it's kind of like freezing this thing into a computer through all the outboard gear, through the mixer, and just capturing it really perfect so that not only you but myself also I can use this in the future if I'm ever traveling. It's going to be like having this synth in the box basically with me. So I'm very much looking forward to that also. So that's some of the big news here, connected to the fact that we're moving house. Actually, the Flow retreat is not going to happen, unfortunately, this September. I'm very sorry about that. We've had a couple of people already request to join, and people are requesting for information. But it's just too much to do it this fall with the house move and finishing the sounds for Zensphere. Like, it's unfortunately not realistic. So it's going to happen, I'm thinking, in spring of the coming year or summer of the coming year. I'll post more information about that also on the newsletter. And again, my sincere apologies. I was really looking forward to doing a second version of the retreat. But now that we were confirmed this house last weekend, everything has become about moving and getting into the new house. Other than this, look out for some really beautiful pieces of content that we're making around Zensphere to give you a feeling for what is the intention that we're putting into this instrument. I think we're working with some very talented video editors, animators, as well as our amazing video director, Omid, who's been doing such a beautiful job. I mean, the whole team, Tawan, who's been writing all the text for this, Masha, who's been putting so much heart into the company and into the whole mission and purpose behind Rapid Flow. I'm super grateful for working with this incredibly talented team. We have Vipul in India, who is responsible for all the media buying, and then we have a lot of freelancers that are working on new landing pages and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, Rapid Flow is really like going into high velocity mode and just taking off and doing its thing. And I'm just trying to keep up and support the whole team in realizing the creative vision we've all come up with together and executing on that. So a lot of stuff going on at the moment. And to be honest, I'm also just trying to catch up by meditating regularly, doing some yoga, taking breaks also from the work and the studio, because otherwise things get kind of intense. So that is the news here from Portugal. Look out for this. I still have probably another 7 to 10 days left of sampling here in the studio. My main focus right now is on the Prophet 10. As soon as that's done, I'm going to move over to the Matriarch, the Muse. Definitely we'll be doing the Prophet 600 also, as well as some Iridium sounds. Also some more boutique things like this MFB Dominion, which is the sickest bass synth. One of the sickest I know for like bass. It's insane for basses. It's monophonic. I think it's actually duophonic. Expect some sounds from the Vibes, from the MFB, from this crazy old CS1. I will also be sampling that one manually because that has no MIDI. And then also the Matrix 1000, the Sem Telemark, so which is an Oberheim Sem clone, and this little Sveiman, which is so fat, also going to be in there, as well as this Roland System 100. So am I forgetting? Oh, of course, the Vermona Performer Mark II is going to be in there. Yeah, I have my work cut out for me still, but I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be such an incredible feeling to have these instruments captured at really like the best quality that I can imagine. And I personally use a lot of the instruments I've created for Rapid Flow when I'm making music, because it's just so fast, and because I know it sounds exactly like if I do my very best to record it, that's what I would get. So this is also going to enable me to use a lot of these instruments in a much more fluent, quick way. No more thinking about mixers and cables and MIDI channels and EQ settings. It's just going to be like click, load, go. So I'm really looking forward to sharing this with you, but it's going to take a couple more weeks, I think, really realistically, till everything's done. Good. That's the news for me today. I just wanted to do an unedited, quick sharing of what's going on, because I honestly don't have the time and nerve right now to go into editing stuff on YouTube. As you can see, there's other more important things right now going on. But of course, I wanted to share with you just some background on what's going on and why you've seen very little of me in recent times. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having an amazing weekend. If you've been thinking about moving to Portugal, let me know because our house is going to become available. And yeah, for the rest, I wish you an inspired time in the studio, and I'll see you on a YouTube video in the coming weeks as soon as I get through the sampling mission here. All right, take it easy. Have a good one. Bye bye.